Hi and welcome to HouseSmarts. I'm Lou Manfredini. Thanks so much for joining us. We have a super show for you today. Our DIY smarts, Ask Lou, and our green piece will be coming up a little bit later on. But first, we're going to tackle a window replacement project with a professional crew and show you exactly what it takes to get the job done right. I'm here with the folks from Woodland Windows and Doors on one of their projects. Today, the crew is replacing casement windows over a kitchen sink.
We had actually talked to 6 different companies regarding the installation, and did that a bit of a process of talking to some people. We actually had gone to a couple of shows where we had talked to home shows where we talked to people. So as you go through the process and as you discuss with each of the people, you learn a little bit more, you're a little more conversant. And so we had a pretty good idea starting out as to what we wanted, and we gained a little bit of knowledge as we went along the way as well.
Ken Mariotti is the president of Woodland.
We tell customers all the time, here's an opportunity to really give your house a facelift and change your windows around just a little bit, but we tell them you don't have to do all your windows at once. Break it up in phases. More importantly, do the windows that can return comfort to those specific rooms quickly. A certain bedroom, family room, kitchen, that kind of a thing.
Our windows were 20 years old. They were the builder model when we moved in. And effectively, they had outlived their useful life, and we did a number of the windows last year, the ones upstairs and some of the downstairs, enough to qualify for the energy credit that was available to us. And then now we're doing the remainder of the back of the house. And then maybe later on this year or maybe into next year, we'll do the front of the house then.
With this particular development, most of these homes have the divided light grills, single pane glass with a storm window on the exterior. So Stan wanted to maintain that same look and feel. And so with Marvin's portfolio of products, we've been able to put in the simulated divided light grills with a spacer bar. And that captures the same architectural details that the current windows have now. The exteriors are a white aluminum, extruded aluminum exterior.
Now there are 2 types of window replacements, full frame or what's called insert or partial replacement. This project is a full frame replacement.
And the full frame replacement window, Lou, is, you're going right to the rough opening, which means that we're taking out the old frame, and in this particular case, because the frames are rotted,
right,
you have to do that. So we're going right to the rough opening, which is the 2x4s, okay?
Right.
And then we're going to put a whole new system back into that opening. Now,
So very similar to like new construction. If you build a house, you go by, you see a new house being built, there's the openings,
That's
and
right.
you're going back down to that essentially.
That's a great illustration.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to insulate all the way around those windows, as opposed to the partial replacement approach, second option.
In that application, you take the sashes out, the stop, but the frame of the old window stays in there. The measurement of the new insert kind of fits within there. It actually gets a little smaller, right,
That's
because of
correct.
that.
That's
but the
correct.
installation's much quicker.
Right.
What are the guys going to do when they get started?
The gentlemen are going to come out here. They're going to lay their drop cloths out.
Inside and out.
Inside and out. We want to respect the home. So again, working with our own installers, that's the first thing they're going to do.
Right.
We're going to take off the interior trim, start taking off this 1x on the exterior.
Right, the routed
and then, this is a window here that is around the sink, so we're working around some plumbing, and we have to make sure that the counter's properly covered and stuff like that.
Right.
Gingerly take this window out. We'll cut the frame in half and then start to resize the rough opening to the Marvin window.
A little tricky here because you've got aluminum siding, so you really have to take your time because obviously aluminum bends and you don't want to have to reside anything. So you really, it's almost piece by piece to take it apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, you got to be careful because you're working around those existing conditions. And then really, it's really just getting the window plumb, getting it square. Those are 2 key components to making sure that a window is installed properly.
Right.
And then insulate the interior, finish off the exterior, properly caulk it. We don't, believe in using a cheap acrylic caulk or anything like that. We're going to use a good rubber-based caulk, and the overall experience should be real pleasant.
It's almost a process where at the end, the windows look great and there really wasn't any mess or anything left to do. You certainly expect the folks to come in and do the work, but you really appreciate it when at the end of the day, your house is just back to normal again.